Just to push the point a little, would you wait if you're an Australian equities investor until reporting season is done and dusted?
Yeah, look, I think you have to wait a little bit longer for that, because most of the Australian investors typically go into those technology sectors, and that's where you're seeing the volatility come through. And if you have a look at, the the Nasdaq's down, 20-ish%, a little bit more, but the semiconductor index, the SOX, is down about 30%. So that's typically a leading indicator, and that's sort of where you can sort of see where maybe it's not all priced into the tech companies yet. And I completely agree with your last guest, where technology's not all the same. The stronger, better global technology companies do appear to be decent valuation now, but there's a lot of junk out there, and things that are not making money are going to struggle to raise capital, and that's where you're going to continue to see volatility.
Macro picture, China, lots of optimism about what's going on there, potential that we might go and see some no more appealing of COVID zero restrictions at the moment. We saw the reaction in Asian equities yesterday. We missed a lot of that. How do you feel about China at the moment as an investment destination?
Look, I think from an equity perspective, it looks attractive on a valuation perspective, and it certainly looked more attractive a couple of months ago, but still looks attractive. I'm not a big buyer in these huge deficits being a promoter of growth, to the extent where everyone's getting excited about it. We've got to remember that China have been pumping out massive deficits for the last 6-7 years, and growth has been incrementally slowing each year. So it's not like all of a sudden, a huge deficit's going to promote growth back to what we were used to. I think it's much harder for them to continue growing at the rate they were growing, and even with the deficits, that just smells desperation to me. So yeah, I think that the underlying economy is very weak there, and that's going to come through, particularly in the housing market. I'm much more positive on some of the other Asian nations, which can benefit from weaker currencies, which we've seen as the US dollar has strengthened, and as we have seen some increased spending from the government in China. There's a lot of ways that Asia as a broader market can benefit from that. So I'd be a little bit still hesitant about China itself.